What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Hot Takes Podcast. This is episode 36, and we're basically going to be going back to our normal movie routine. We're doing top 5 bald celebrities/icons. They can be real or fake, and we're kind of doing this in celebration for my newly shaved head, as you guys can tell. Don't ask me why I did it. I don't really remember, but yeah, we'll just move on with the episode. I'd like to introduce my co-host, Luke Gance.
Hey, everybody.
And I'd like to thank my cameraman, Joe Critelli, for joining the pod. After his Diablo vacation, he wasn't able to be here last week.
It was a rough Diablo vacation.
Oh, yeah? Why was it rough?
I got my ass handed to me by my guild members. I'm not good enough.
That's a rough time, man. I apologize. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for your loss. Rest in pieces.
So, how has everyone weekend has been? We're filming this on a Sunday. We usually film it on Wednesdays, so a whole week ahead. How's everyone doing?
Oh, I can't wait for the week. No, it was good, man. I was just chilling. Good week. Hung out. I got my past week. I actually got my antibodies test and I got my second COVID test. Not because of anything, just because I'm trying to do my best with just everything going on. So The swabs are super easy, super uncomfortable for the amount of time that they are, but I mean, it is what it is. Yeah. Do it. I mean, do it to help the people around you, right? Sure. Like, that's the mentality.
For sure.
And then I did the antibodies test, which was blood work. And I hate blood work, like, despise blood work all of my life.
Yeah.
And they couldn't find my vein. So she stabbed me in the arm 3 times, and she's like, we can't find your vein. So I was like, great. And she went in my hand.
They didn't do the wraparound?
They wrapped it on this arm. Went like this. Couldn't find it. Did this. Turned it. I was squeezing this thing.
Oh, shit.
Like, all right, let's go to your other arm. Boom. Same thing. Boom, boom, boom. Same thing. Went back and forth.
And they were just like,
3
we're just going to send
each arm.
Like...
They went 3 times each arm. And she finally thought she found it here. Because, like, you can't really see it. But there is one right here.
Yeah.
But, I mean... I'm happy that they didn't, because it's kind of like if they're like, oh, well, we're just going to try, and they just miss, then it is what it is.
Yeah.
But they tried to find it, and they went in where they thought it was, and they went, and they took it out, they went in again, and then they went one, like, little piece over. Thankfully, it didn't really hurt. It was just super uncomfortable, and it skeeves me out. Mm-hmm. So I just heard her the 3rd time go, nope, and I'm like, I was looking off to the side, because I, like, can't look at it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, let me guess. You can't find it. She's like, nope. And I was like, all right, what's our alternative?
Has that happened to you before?
Never. And
wow.
I haven't done blood work and shots and stuff.
Yeah, you just try to stay away.
Times.
Yeah.
But never in my 25 years. And she was just like, okay, great. We're going to go in your hand. It's going to be super uncomfortable. And it was. My whole entire arm was just like numb the next day. Like, I was working out the next day. And I, like, put the weights down, and my arm was just in so much pain. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
But, again, it was super easy. I find out, like, this week. They said, like, 5 to 7 days. So I did it on Tuesday. I kind of said that I'd probably find out by, like, Monday or Tuesday with everything.
Yeah.
So, it was good. I'm happy about it, and, nothing else to complain about really there. Got some color. I'm tired.
Yeah. All right, man. What about you, Joe?
Just another day in quarantine.
Yep.
That's
the life.
Yes, sir.
I live in the dream.
All right, so usually we do... I can't, like, talk tonight. Usually we do, like, a news roundup / whatever before we get into our main topic, and I really only have 2 things that I wanted to talk about. Right. One of them was, have you heard about... the Gotham PD show that's coming to HBO Max?
No, I haven't.
So, the new Batman movie coming out, they're making a show connected to that universe.
Okay, I heard
on
about
the Gotham
it, yes.
Police Department. Yeah.
Nice.
And
that's interesting. I like that.
It is interesting because it's definitely not going to be like that terrible Gotham show that was running.
You don't think Gotham was good?
I watched the first 2 seasons of it, and I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
But it was kind of like too corny and too comic booky.
Isn't it on CW?
No, it was actually on FX. It was on FX, which at first that was like promising to me because I thought FX released, they released some pretty serious stuff.
They do pretty good,
but they made it like too cheesy, corny, and comic booky is, the way to say it.
Gotcha.
So I kind of like got off the show, and then I heard it wasn't really about Commissioner Gordon anymore in the later seasons. It was more about the foreshadowing of Bruce Wayne becoming Batman, but no surprise, like we know he's becoming Batman. You know what I mean?
Whatever. So I always heard like pretty good things about it. I only watched like
a lot of people like
certain scenes of it because I don't remember what the kid's name is that plays Joker, but he does a phenomenal job.
Oh, the guy the kid that's in Shameless too.
Yes,
yeah. And I loved him actually as a Joker.
Yes.
They had never confirmed if he was actually the Joker.
They were like,
he's
Joker. And
they called him Jeremiah in the show. I'm pretty sure that was his name.
Isn't the Joker's real name though, right?
I mean,
really, what's the Joker's name? I thought, wasn't it
Well, if you're talking about the movie, it was Arthur.
Arthur
Fleck.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. But I guess that's not canon. Who knows?
Yeah.
God, man.
But that's the beauty of the Joker. Nobody knows.
That's true.
Nobody knows the name.
That's a super. So. You know what? I would love a Joker movie with like impersonators where you like can't. I know this is like pretty broad, but like where you can't figure out who the Joker is. Like the entire time, and then kind of like the concept of people wearing the mask like throughout the Joker movie.
Yeah.
But like I would love like us doing almost like a mystery of finding out who the Joker is, and then like plot twist, it's Batman. Batman is also the Joker. Two-Face, multiple personalities.
Wow. Okay, I like that actually.
Like imagine like not like our age, so like 25-year-old Bruce Wayne is like creating it for himself, like alternate universe where like. In the day, he's causing havoc as the Joker, and as at night, he's like, coming out as Batman and like saving the day. And it's to give the illusion that like Gotham is safe by this guy, but he's keeping everything in control because he's the Joker, so he controls the violence, and he's Batman, so he controls what goes on.
I really like that concept. Wow. Yeah.
Why can't he have the rights to Batman?
Listen, all I'm saying is I gotta go back, watch every episode again, and like jot down some of the stuff that I spew off because like sometimes it just comes off, and there's probably times where I'm just hitting it and people are like, "The fuck is he saying?" But sometimes I hit, man. I'm a straight shooter sometimes, but yeah, man. Hey, look. Again, like you said, the Joker is an awesome concept of like, it constantly changes. Every comic book, every cartoon, every movie, he's always different. Yeah. So that's what's super cool about him.
I am excited for this Gotham show because it's HBO, and HBO, they're really serious with their shows. And I just feel like it's just going to be a more serious kind of show.
Dude, it's not TV, it's HBO.
Exactly.
It's like,
it's not TV. What's their slogan? It's not TV or Beyond TV or something
beyond
like
TV,
that?
Whatever it is. Yeah, but like, I mean, it's accurate,
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I mean, dude, really quickly speaking on that, though.
Why are you shaking your head? You're still mad about Game of Thrones? What's up?
We have to bring it up.
Get over it. No, get over it. Get over it. It wasn't as bad of an ending as everyone is. Everyone wanted this crazy ending and like, plot twist. Like the writers were shit. It is what it is. We can't do anything about it, man. Like,
yeah.
Listen, we have to live in the happy times of it. I mean, dude, we live in the same exact universe with Star Wars. We live in the exact same universe with Star Wars where we didn't appreciate the prequels enough until they gave us the sequels, and we were gagging every time a fucking movie came out. And then all of you nerd fanboys were like, "Oh my god, I love Episode 7. It's so good. J.J. Abrams did such a good job." No. Screw you guys. You were so wrong. Every movie after that sucked.
It was because of the hype.
Yeah. And you know what? Disney put it in the wrong hands. Kathleen Kennedy, you suck. You blow. Like, Dave Filoni did a masterpiece with Clone Wars, and you didn't watch it, so fuck you, Joe.
I'm watching that soon, by the way.
A straight masterpiece with Season 7. Ties in with Episode 3 beautifully. Like, I'm talking minutes apart from the Episode 3.
Huh.
Like, this guy did Mandalorian. He did Clone Wars. He's about to, do Season 3 of Mandalorian. He's about to do the Bad Batch TV show, which I don't know if you knew about. They announced Bad Batch TV show. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Like, this guy gets it. So what we have to hope as Game of Thrones fans is that hopefully after DB and Shitstain are far out of the picture a couple years down the line, and what's the next thing coming out is the prequel series, right?
Of Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
They had 2 shows. One got canceled.
Yeah,
is running.
think one is run. Yeah, they kept sets from the Game of Thrones shows to use for the prequel. Yeah.
So all I'm saying now is we have to hold the faith that whoever takes the reins now does a better job than what we got for that. But we have to appreciate the content we got originally, because seasons 1 through 5 were masterpieces. 6 and it went to 7, right? 8.
It went to 8.
8.
Me personally, I thought 1 through 7 were fantastic.
Yeah, no,
I really just thought it was the 8th season that I had problems with.
Listen, I just think they had to rush it, and George R. R. Martin stopped giving them content.
Yeah.
So I feel bad at a certain point where I'm like, that sucks. But at the same time, I'm like, you know what? It sucks. You guys blow. You didn't do a good enough job. But I've said this from the beginning, and a part of me as a conspiracy, as a low key, I'm not a high key, but a low key conspiracy theorist, they left that so wide open for interpretation with a lot of what happened that we could very, very much see what happens next as the years go on. Macy Williams and John, you're telling me that they won't come back? You're a psychopath. The amount of money that they would get to do the show again, you killed off a bunch of characters, so guess what? You don't have to bring a bunch of characters back.
Yeah.
So you can do a show set 10 years in the future in 9 years by getting all of them together in there, and they're older, and the show is more based off it. And guess what? I still think Daenerys is alive. You might think I'm a crazy man, but as much as it's wild, the one scene that you saw, that red woman that came to Daenerys and said, "You'll always have people in the West," and then she got flown away by Drogon, and guess what happened? The last thing they said is what? He was flying west?
Yeah, that's very true.
So, hey, look, if I'm them, I'm going to capitalize on that by making everyone think that was the end, and then in a couple years be like, surprise. And then imagine that. Imagine a series around where Jon hasn't been seen in however long. Daenerys is coming back with a fucking army in the West, ha ha ha, surprise, we're back, bitches. We need Jon Snow again to defeat his queen. You wouldn't watch that?
I would watch that. The only problem I'd have with that is I wouldn't want it to be too repetitive with what we have already.
Well, the great thing about it is I don't think we'd get a lot of it. I don't think we'd get a mini series kind of thing. I mean, I would be fine with 2 seasons of it.
Sure.
Do a first season of us knowing about her coming. And in my opinion, don't show her at all. Don't show her the whole first season. Just her ramblings of it, everything that's revolving around the King's Landing or whatever. What is it? Still King's Landing technically, right? Yeah, whatever.
I think, yeah.
Whatever it is, but let the ramblings all at King's Landing continue to go on, and everyone's like, "Oh, we're seeing a lot of violence out west. We haven't heard from our ravens since whenever, blah blah." And then slowly but surely, we lost the most western city we have communication, and just little things that are happening. And then in season, right as the season's about to end, we haven't heard from Jon because they're like, "Oh, we don't need to get in touch with him." And then the next thing you know, boom, she's at the doorstep of whatever it might be. You see her not zombified, but maybe super, super pale white, Yeah. Maybe with a little straight up a red scar, a birthmark of a burn from the dragon having to birth her. I don't know what you want to call it.
Yeah.
And then boom, the next thing you know is the season ends with a raven flying to wherever Jon is, and Jon's back is to a fireplace, and you see the raven come in the window, land right here, and just do it, and then the camera comes around this way, and you just see Jon Snow this, open the letter, and the season ends.
Jon, your crazy ex-wife is back.
But that's what you know what I'm saying? But it would have been so much better if I would even imagine the plot twist of that exact same thing, but with a baby next to him or a little girl that runs into him. So it gives us the illusion that, remember, everyone thought she was pregnant. imagine, like, she low-key had a baby and no one knew about it. Like, I know it was obviously the time wouldn't necessarily make sense, but, like, it's Game of Thrones, so, like, who the fuck cares? But, like, imagine, like, a white-haired baby, like, came in the room as he's reading the letter. Like, you're telling me that wouldn't kind of drag you in?
Yeah, it would definitely.
Like,
it definitely
you know,
would.
I think there's things they can play with, and the show made so much money that this prequel series is going to do such good things, and I think the prequel will also give us a key into if it's a possibility, if it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So, like, we're finding out about the Targaryens, right?
Yeah.
Guess what? Who's a fucking Targaryen? We're going to find shit out about the dragons and about their lineage and about how they connect. So they might drop some knowledge on us about this exact thing. Where
How
it's
they
like,
could come back alive somehow.
So if they drop that in this, in my opinion, that is them telling us it's going to eventually happen.
Yes, yeah.
Call me crazy or just bored because I'm in quarantine.
Well, I think it's definitely a possibility because it makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It makes sense, especially if they do that in this prequel series, for sure.
Exactly. But, hey, it is what it is. Kill everybody off, make it interesting. Jon Snow, Dany, like, both stab each other at the same time.
And just end it like that.
Or the daughter stabs her. Like, he's like, she's about to stab him, and then the daughter comes out of nowhere, right in the neck. Just fucking stabs her mom.
What if Drogon turned on her? Because you know how.
No, we don't. But if Drogon was to bring her back to life, there'd be no point of then having Drogon turn on her, unless, like, you play the card of, like, Drogon's becoming not sentient, but, like, knowing, like, Drogon is watching her destroy and pillage with using him, and he's like, oh, well, I don't know if I really fuck with that. But then that's taking the dragon tail, and are you, like, making a story about the dragons or the people, you know? And it's like...
Here's a question. Could dragons reproduce on their own, or do they have to have sex
the
Game of Thrones world?
So I would have to call Zach Allen, because he knows everything Game of Thrones, but I'm almost positive they don't need to have sex to reproduce.
Interesting.
So
there could be more dragons involved.
But, like, imagine, but again, if we're talking a 10-year time period, she wouldn't even theoretically need an army.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, she could just have a fucking bunch of, like, premature dragons and then just, like, regular you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
yeah, for sure. It's interesting to think about. It really is.
It would be so cool. Like, it would be, and again, I know it's, like, teetering on the realm of repetitive, but at the same time, it's one of those things that's almost like, well, you know what, you guys asked for it.
Yeah.
So if we're asking as the fans and we're being such little bitches about it, and we won't shut up, if they're going to give it to us, I'm going to take it.
Of course.
Like, I don't care what you make it. Like, I will take that shit. So, I don't know. That's just a thought. I think I would love it. And, like, that also gives us 10 years of content that we don't know about that could be in a book or a comic. They should capitalize on the comic realm with that. If they do it. Like, I mean, I know, like, right now George R.R. Martin's finishing the books and shit, which is great. But, like, he could do that, and then they could have a team that writes stories about past this season in comics.
Yeah, people that he trusts and stuff in it.
Dude.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
People will buy this shit, you know? So, I mean, it is what it is, bro.
Yeah.
But it's just
that was a good take right there.
Yeah.
For sure.
Hot takes.
Hot takes. And one of the other things I want to talk about, I saw a movie the other night on Hulu. It's a Hulu original, Palm Springs with Andy Samberg.
Yeah.
And I keep on forgetting the girl.
I know who
Kristen Mala something.
Okay. Was it good?
Dude, it was phenomenal. I thought it was very, very good.
Funny?
Funny.
Or was it like...
So it's like technically a rom-com, but it's like a dark rom-com.
All right, we like dark here.
Yeah.
Great.
And it was funny. It was interesting because the whole concept is they're both stuck in a time loop. They keep on repeating the same day. And, you know, it eventually leads up. It's like, all right, how are we going to get out of this? But at the same time, they're having fun while they can during it and making the best out of it. So that's where the funniness comes into it. It was great. If you have Hulu, if you guys have Hulu, I would definitely check it out. It was great.
Yeah,
it was great.
I keep seeing it on Hulu, and I think I want to watch it. I just watched... Did we talk about Eurovision? How I watched Eurovision?
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad, but
I thought it was good.
Again, I thought it was good, but it was just some of it was cringy. Like some of the musical part, like when they did what do they call it? A sing-along? What do they call it?
Well, that was some High School Musical shit there.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
and I think that's what they were trying to do with it.
Yeah.
But it was almost like that was what they were trying to do, but everyone that was in it was taking it way too seriously. And that's why I was like...
Even them looking at the camera,
but that's
like,
what I'm
wait,
saying.
There's a camera there now.
I was like, aren't you guys trying to be funny about this?
Yeah,
like,
right.
I was like, you guys really seem like you're teetering on a High School Musical 5 note right here. But it was funny. I thought it was a pretty good movie.
I thought Demi Lovato was pretty funny.
She was so funny. How she kept popping up
Yeah.
as the ghost note.
What a useless
He's gonna
and terrible
kill
ghost.
you.
Yeah.
Oh, well, he's already dead.
Yeah.
He already tried. No, that was... Again, I was happy to see Will Ferrell do pretty good with it. Like, it was definitely funny at moments. I was like, this is good.
Yeah.
But
check out Palm Springs. I'm telling you, it's great. The Lonely Island people, they
Are they in
produced
it?
it.
Oh, okay.
The two other guys, they aren't in it, but
Gotcha.
they helped
They
produce,
produced it.
and they had a pretty good handling on the film too.
It's good.
So I'm proud of them for that. Because have you guys ever seen Pop Star Never Stopping or some shit like that? You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about. I haven't seen the full movie and the whole thing.
I think it's fantastic, but it did terrible at the box office and the reviews weren't that great.
yeah.
But this movie, they did an amazing job with.
That's good.
Yeah, so I suggest checking it out. You don't have Hulu, but I'll lend you my Hulu again. I think you need to watch it too.
All right.
Does anyone else have anything they want to add?
Well, I was going to say Bad Batch.
Yeah.
Great. Tenet, still have no fucking clue what it's about.
Yeah.
I'm gonna remind everyone every single episode because like I'm still like I know what it's about, but like my mind is I'm a decently intelligent person, but like I can't wrap my head around it. I sit there every trailer and I'm like, I watched this 3 times and I still just don't fully get it. But I'm excited for that. That's what August.
August something, maybe late August.
I thought it was one day in box offices on like the 12th or something.
Oh,
so I was gonna say we should definitely, if it's around here, if they open it up for one day, like we should 1,000%.
Yes,
because
100%.
Like I need my brain
itching for a movie.
I need my
or something.
brain to melt. I need my brain to melt so hard.
Oh yeah, and that would be a great movie.
Oh my
back.
god.
Yeah.
The only other things I was gonna news-wise. We were talking about it the other day. I hope we do an Always Sunny episode soon.
Yes.
I'm very excited if we can get that down because
Absolutely.
like I'm not even kidding. I've like stopped and started rewatching Always Sunny in this quarantine like 5 times. Like I love it. Like I'll just throw it on, watch like 10 episodes straight. All right, I won't watch it for a week, put it back on. Literally one of my favorite shows, possibly like one of my favorite comedies of all time.
And you could tell it's excellent because they are so many seasons in. They are deep in seasons,
And they're still going.
and they're great.
And
you know,
it's just great because like if you can sit there and you like that kind of comedy, it's great. But if you can also sit there and appreciate like what they're doing, they're just playing on what's going on.
Yeah.
They're doing exactly what Family Guy and South Park are doing with real people.
Yeah,
That's
live
what makes
action,
it so
yeah.
cringy, and that's what makes it so great in my
Hell
opinion.
yeah.
But
Hell yeah. Who's your? I mean, we won't get too much into it because we'll talk about that we'll definitely do that as a podcast episode. But just favorite character.
Oh my god, dude, it's so hard. Because
they're all fucking.
I love
funny in their
I
own
won't
way.
even say my favorite character yet because I'll literally need to do like a deep dive to figure it out.
Yeah.
I'll say my favorite dynamic besides like gay Mac and straight Dennis, like Mac trying to date Dennis, is Charlie and Frank.
Okay.
Like,
yeah, I would say the same.
dude, they are just literally untouchable. That like all of the shenanigans that go on and like they just sleep together. Like Who Pooped in the Bed episode is amazing. Toe knife, like them cooking food on the steak, them eating cat food to go to bed. Like, dude, just so many hits. Like play all the hits. But
hell yeah.
Oh, it's amazing. The only other thing I had was so I'm a huge Kanye West fan.
Yeah.
Like die hard. That's my guy. And, you know, he's a little out there, which, like, in my opinion, I respect because, like, I'm a little out there and I think everyone should be a little out there because that makes you unique and special.
Yeah.
He's trying to run for president and he had his first rally tonight. And it was interesting.
Was it live streamed or anything like that? Live streamed. I need to check that out.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing with him is I respect him because he is someone, and you know what, a lot of people don't like this take necessarily, but I respect him because he's someone that will, whatever he comes to his mind, even if it's not great, which is what screws him up a lot of the time, he'll say it.
Yeah.
And I can respect that more than someone that will never speak up or speak their mind, because they are not going to not go anywhere in life, but they're not going to do anything because they're just sitting there and they're being a sheep. They're being someone that's not a leader.
Yeah.
And, you know, look, I will stand by him. I won't support every single thing he says or does, because you can't. Like, we live in a society now that, in my opinion, you should question everything.
Yeah.
Regardless, Republican, Democrat, black, white, straight, gay, whatever it is. You should always be questioning the normal of what life is and what's going on. Because if we're just getting it from one outlet, it's almost always a lie.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was... it's very mixed reviews, because a lot of people are saying they feel really bad because they think he's in a very dark place and they think that no one's there to kind of steer him in the right direction, and he's going off his rocker, which, I mean, he's been going off, everyone's been saying he's been going off his rocker ever since his mom died in whenever.
Right.
But, you know, I mean, it's a very interesting rally. There's a couple things he says that I'm like, you know what, I understand what he tried to say as the broad spectrum, but it definitely wasn't the best way to put it at all.
Sure.
So that's a bummer, because people don't care about context anymore. They care about the headline. Like, when's the last time you actually read an article compared to what the article said at the top? You know what I'm saying?
Most times it's like that. But you want to know, it's not like I believe it most times either. You know, it's just one of those on Facebook.
But that's
it's
what
like
you do.
Facebook article kind of deal.
But that's the sad. But the sad thing is like, for the most part, we in this room want more.
Yeah.
But that's 60% of the population doesn't. 60% of the population just wants to be like, oh, a giant earthquake right under my feet? Great.
Yeah.
Wow. Summer movies are canceled till 2039? Great. Oh, you know, like it's there's nothing more than reading it and speaking it so that the next person's infected and it just spreads like wildfire.
Yeah.
So, you know, I would say check it out. I think it was a very interesting way to do it, because he had people sign up to like get in, and he interacted with the crowd, which almost never happens. Wow. Which almost never happens in the capacity that it did with him, because he did it with fans not knowing their questions. Like in political rallies,
yeah, right.
The person that's
prepared.
asking the question, they know the answer and they know what they're going to say, and it's written down, and they don't like randomly pull you. So I thought that was very interesting to see that, like, hopefully in the future that's what rallies are. Yeah. It's a presidential candidate going and dealing with people off the rip, people that are like, you know what, like, what are you going to do about this? What are you going to do about that? Yeah. But, you know, take it how you want.
The way I took even hearing the news that he was running, I will say I saw it as a joke, to be honest. I thought he was doing it as a joke, you know. This is the first time I'm hearing about this rally, so I guess he's somewhat serious about this.
Yeah, dude, I don't... That's the thing. I mean, all the conspiracy theory people think that he's running to take Democratic votes away from Biden.
And then what, like, drop and Trump. Then help Trump?
Well, no, he wouldn't even drop, but like let's say if 12 to 16% of the voters that were Biden voters voted for Kanye,
right,
and you take it away from that, then you give Trump the win in a sense. But I mean, we'll see. Yeah. I'm not going to say it's not it. I don't think that it's it, because I do think that Kanye is just one of those guys that wants to do these wild things, because he's someone that says something and he sticks to his word. Yeah. He even said in the rally, he said, I don't care about winning. He's like, I just want to run. He's like, I just want you people to see that I'm trying to run and I'm trying to do this. And he's like, I want to vocalize these things.
Well, good for him.
So I respect him for that, you know?
Yeah.
I respect him for being able to say, like, you know what, look, you know, he said he was going to do a gospel album. Everyone's like, you're crazy. In the beginning of his career, he said he wanted to rap about Jesus and gospel. He made Jesus Walks, and he was told that would never be anything, and it was one of his best songs ever. Mm-hmm. Then he's like, I want to make a gospel album. I want to make a Jay-Z album. I want to do this. I want to do a weird album. I want to come up and make an album about how I'm bipolar.
Right.
And he did it.
Yep.
And then, you know, so I respect the shit out of him, because he's someone that he says it, and it might not happen tomorrow, but he's gonna fucking do it.
Yeah, right.
He's gonna down the line go and do it. Yeah. So look, if he's not in a right mental state, I give him all the love I can give someone because I love that man to death. He's, I'll be honest, he like low-key saved me. He got me through so many hard times when I was younger, just albums, songs. Him and Kid Cudi, I give like so much love to. Like those are literally like people musically that like helped me view and see the world differently and straight up like helped me like ground myself, you know? So, you know, I give him all the love in the world. I know he doesn't know who the hell I am, and he'll probably never know who the hell I am, but that's my guy, you know, till the day I die. So hopefully if he's not doing good, I hope he gets good. If he's doing fine and he's doing his thing, then keep rocking on, you know? Who cares?
100%.
But that's me.
All right.
Respectful take right there.
Yeah.
I always like Kanye.
Listen, man,
Me too.
that's my fucking dude. Like, I'll get into arguments with whoever the hell wants to because, you know, look, I respect everyone's taste in music, even if you like Drake and you're a loser. But I don't care. Drake's a great Drake is a great artist. Drake knows how to make hits. He knows how to get money in his pockets. That's awesome. But that's not necessarily everyone's wave. Kanye was doing it for a while. Then he's like, I want to make music that I like. If people don't like it, he's like, I don't give a shit. It's me. I like it. He made a gospel album. People don't like it. They hate it. I like it. I think it's good because it's different, because it's him.
Yeah.
So I'll always respect someone that's down to do their thing and he doesn't give a shit if like it's not the popular thing. That's why I like it, because I don't need it to be the only song playing at DJs all night. I don't need it to be what everyone's bumping in the car, what everyone's making their Instagram captions to. That's not me. I don't live by the beat of someone else's drum. I want to live off of that rip. So, you know, again, that's my guy. I love him to death. I hope he kills it, and you know, I'll vote for him.
So you've read online that he apparently wasn't doing well right now?
Well, no, that's what everyone's kind of saying watching the interview. For years now, people have thought he's going crazy just because, like, some of the shit he says, you know?
I thought he was going crazy for a little bit, but in my opinion, and he was just speaking his mind like you were saying, and then I feel like Kim kind of, like, silenced him for a little bit, and now he's running for president.
I think Kim is I think a lot of people think that Kim doesn't have anything to do with him. Like, he just does his own shit.
Yeah.
And as much as I think Kanye is one of the biggest free thinkers in the world, I think Kim lets him say what he wants, and then Kim goes back and says, listen, let's talk this over.
Yeah.
So Kim's not going to say, I don't think you should say that, because that's muting his creativity, regardless if it's good or not. I mean, I hate, because people are going to hate that I compare him to Trump, but he's similar to Trump. He just says whatever the hell.
It's true.
You know what? A lot of people don't like that about him. And you know what? I even say, too, sometimes I'm like, I wish he would just shut the frick up, because he would have such a better, approach on certain things. That's not me saying he's a good guy. I'm just saying in general, he would have better approaches on things if he didn't say it the way he did. But I think Kim is an amazing influence on Kanye, because I think when Kanye says things, Kim then goes back and says, like, okay, great, like, let's talk this back over, and they, like, share their mindsets.
Yeah.
Kanye is a very strong-willed person, and he's strong in his beliefs where, like, you're not going to just change him from saying one thing.
Yeah.
So I think Kim and him are very yin and yang. I think he's a Republican, technically. She's a Democrat, so, like, they're opposites.
Is she?
I think that's, like, I think so.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But they're different people, and I think that's the best thing for him, that, like, he does say whatever he wants, and, like, again, if you like it, great. If not, sorry. But I think it's amazing that he does shit like that, and then they can do that. They can have that conversation.
Yeah.
Like, he cried during the thing today. Like, I've seen him tear up. I've never seen him cry.
Yeah.
I've never seen him, like, trying to talk on a mic, crying, bawling his eyes out, talking about, like, abortions and things like that. And again, we don't want to get into that because that's not us.
Yeah.
But take it how you would like. I can respect someone that's at a vulnerable point like that, regardless if you like what he said or not. I mean, I'm going to sit there and say I didn't love everything he was saying on the rally. There was a lot that I was like, shit, man, like, why are you saying that?
Yeah, yeah.
But I will always support him as the guy I love. I will always question certain things he says.
Sure.
And I'll always be like, maybe I don't agree with that 100%. But, if you can support it and he can give dialect to it, then I'll always give him the light of day with what it is. Because that's what more people should do.
Yeah.
Like, we're entitled to our opinions. Because we're humans. Like that's literally our constitutional right, is to be able to think or say what we want. We have the freedom of speech.
Yeah.
So, again, sorry if you don't like exactly what he's saying, but it is what it is. That's the guy he is, and I respect the shit out of him for it.
Hell yeah. So, I do too.
But
besides just loving his music, I do too respect him for that as well. All right. I think we will move on to our main topic of the night, which is the top 5 bald celebrity / icon / cartoon character / movie character, all of the above, really.
/ everybody.
I think most of our lists are pretty mixed with that in that sense.
It's mixed.
Yeah, we are going to start off with honorable mentions. Like we mentioned before, like if you have it on your list, let's just save it for when your time comes, kind of deal. So I'll go first with my honorable mentions. I'll run them off. I have Lex Luthor. I think he's a very iconic bald villain, most famous villain for Superman, and one of the more famous villains of DC in general. So I have him on there. Mr. Clean. I have Mr. I have Mr. Clean on there because I don't know any other bald mascot, I guess you could say, for a product, unless you guys could think of one right now. As far as like cereals or whatever it could be, I feel like he's probably one of the only ones.
What if Captain Crunch is bald under his hat?
Yeah. Oh. And you know what? Those white roll things like on the side, that could just be a wig too.
I don't buy it. Yeah, he's bald.
That could just be a wig.
Bald as shit. I'm trying to think right now.
I'll keep on going while you try to think.
I'll keep trying.
Number 3 on honorable mentions, Caillou. I did.
Caillou. No, we do not stand with Caillou. We are anti-team Caillou.
I somewhat liked that show when I was I somewhat liked that show when I was younger. And why they made him bald, whatever the case may be, I think it was great that he was for kids that are going through that.
That's
like amazing. During that age. So I think
I'm not even kidding. I low-key thought they had said that he had something wrong with... I'm not even kidding. I thought they had, and I thought they were playing to an audience to make kids feel comfortable that were, again, like you said, in a balding position.
Yeah.
Or just kids that were different. I might 100% be wrong, but you're definitely right that, like... I was just kidding. Fuck Caillou. That was just a joke. I always see memes online about him. But you're definitely right in like the sense of like that's great because kids are so influenced at a young age.
Yeah.
That like they need support. That they don't look like Dora or they don't look like Tommy Pickle is almost as he's bald too. Low key.
Right.
But just in general, like you don't look like the generic person that's on TV. So kids are probably like thriving for, I don't look like that, mommy. Like, why does he look like that? Why don't I look like this person? So respect to that. You're definitely right on that one.
For sure. And last person, you may not know him. You may. Little bit X-rated, but Johnny Sins. He is a icon in that industry.
The porn industry.
The porn industry. You
ever heard of it?
Have you never heard of Johnny Sins before?
I don't know him by name. Should I look him up?
Look him up, but just not just on Google though. Don't look him up anywhere else. Johnny Sins.
Oh my God.
Listen, the man was a doctor, a plumber. He was basically all of the above. It seems like he could basically do anything and have any girl that he wants. So that is why he is on my honorable mentions list.
He is the modern day Bob the Builder.
Yes, 100%.
Swear to God, he can fix anything.
100%.
All right, I'll transition right into my honorable mentions.
I'm
just gonna read all mine off.
Yep.
Whew. Okay, Bo Jackson. Not bald when he played, but bald now. My favorite athlete of all time. Greatest dual sport of all time. I mean, like you could say Deion Sanders is a great argument as well, but Bo Jackson's career got cut almost in half, so is what it is. Samuel L. Jackson rocks. He's the man. So dope, so cool. I'm not again, he hasn't given these amazing performances, but he's given a lot of really great performances. I just realized I said that. I broke real quick. But I love him. He's great.
Yeah.
Also, The Rock. I'm not a big Rock fan. I love him. I respect him as an actor, and like we talked about, I respect him after he gave the eulogy at his father's thing. I think that was like one of the most incredible things I've ever seen.
Yep.
So that gave me a lot of respect for the guy. He's a hard worker, so like I respect him for that. But I'm like me. I'm like, fuck, man. Like, I've seen you in this movie 80 other times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like, sadly enough, he always plays a very similar character. Mm-hmm. Dave Chappelle, one of the best comedians of all time.
Wow, yeah.
Boom. Jason Statham, good actor. I mean, he's never had, he's an action actor. That's what he is.
Yep.
John Malkovich.
Yeah.
Great, another great
actor.
He
is a great actor, yes.
Vern Troyer. The Bomb, Mini-Me, the GOAT, literally. Hulk Hogan, great all-time wrestler, has the hair on the sides, bald on the top. Dana White, president of UFC, he's the man. I didn't like him for the longest time. I got a lot more respect for him now because he's one of those owners or whatever, presidents, that will literally, like, F you up on the podium, which, like, I respect. If you're a president and you can, like, tell a media person to go F themselves because of whatever, or, like, I mean, he just speaks his mind. Like, if he was the owner of if he was the president of the MLB and the Astros did what they would have done, he would have been like, the Astros aren't even a team anymore. They're disbanded. They don't even exist. He's the man. And then the only other person I have is George Costanza. George Costanza. One of my favorite Seinfeld characters. Mm-hmm. He's literally the GOAT. Joe low-key looks like him to like the smallest degree. Tell me I'm wrong. Doesn't Joe's face kind of remind you of Costanza?
Well, he has the hat on right now, so
no,
yes.
he has listen, the hair is grown out. Yeah. But like, you're telling me that he couldn't get away with it. And that's not an insult. That's not me calling you fat or anything. That's just me saying your complexity looks... And you also remind me of Costanza. Not okay.
I'm getting a little fat anyway. It's all right.
All right. Well, that's not what I'm getting at, Joe. You're good, but
okay.
I don't even have any honorable mentions. And
Was that all of yours?
That was all mine.
Oh, okay.
I'm done. Yeah.
All right.
I had a feeling it was done. I don't even have any. I just have my 5, and honestly, it was really easy for me to find like bald people that.
Can you think of anyone on the spot right now that is bald? And I mean, if they come up in your head right away, you must like them in some way or another. Can you think of anyone?
I feel like Luke really hit the nail on that.
He really did. He had a good amount of them. He did have a good amount of them.
I could have started saying like half those people, and they would have been on my list. A lot of those people were on my list, if I'm being honest.
All right.
I would have said Tiesto. He's bald as shit.
Is he bald?
It's a fake hairpiece. Charmander.
Does
Charmander.
Does LeBron James count?
What about Squid Billy from Futurama? Squidward. But I was talking about what's his name from Futurama, the lobster.
Dr. Zabloikian?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, or Zoidberg or
Kenny
whatever.
bald?
Ooh, that's a good question.
No.
I don't know. He's not?
Isn't one of their friends bald?
Kenny's got blonde hair, I think, from the movie.
What about Mr. Hanky? He technically doesn't have hair because he's literally a shit.
True.
Ooh, we could do a deep dive. Towley doesn't have hair.
That's right.
Who else? Charmander, Pikachu, Ash. No, Ash has hair. Never mind.
Ash has hair. Yeah.
I almost said like Fat Thor, but Vision doesn't have hair. Vision's a bitch though.
Yeah.
Vision's a fucking bitch.
Top 5 words.
T'Challa's dad.
T'Challa's dad did have hair.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Wasn't he the original Black Panther? Low
Yes.
key? Like, I kind of blacked out over that.
Yeah.
That was the scene in the 70s in Compton, right?
Yes.
Scaled it.
Yeah.
My memory's 100.
I am going to put Dwayne Johnson in my honorable mentions right now. To be honest with you, I had him as number 1.
Oh.
I did have him as number 1.
But you thought of someone.
I just thought of someone that's taking that number 1 spot.
Cyborg.
So it's going right
it's
there.
Cyborg from Teen Titans.
Yeah, okay.
I knew it. I got it. Venom, Spider-Man, Gamora, Thanos is bald as shit.
Yep.
Oh, I'm an idiot.
You know what? We're gonna lead off to my number 5 right now because it is Thanos.
Mother.
Yeah. Thanos, one of the biggest bad guys in superhero history when you're talking about Marvel and DC. Complete badass. He devastated the Avengers and the world in Infinity War and in Endgame too because of that Thanos, major players died in the game, in the Endgame.
Bitch.
So yeah, he's my number 5. He was able to get all the Infinity Stones and was able to contain all that power in a sense, and yeah, that is why he's my number 5. Although Squirrel Girl can defeat Thanos, which is a little embarrassing, but what are you gonna do?
All right, I'll do my number 5.
All right.
My number 5 is split between two guys, one who's like half bald and one who's half bald as well. Like they're both like bald at times, but not fully bald. Larry David is one of the greatest, like, I mean, actors. Curb Your Enthusiasm is amazing, but he's also, I mean, he did Seinfeld. Like, dude, he's behind one of the greatest TV shows of all time.
Hell yeah.
Genius, amazing. Bryan Cranston is my also number 5. Bryan Cranston as Walter White, low-key bald. Bryan Cranston in other performances, not bald.
Right.
So, again, I'm not the biggest Breaking Bad fan. I think it's an amazing show, but I think Bryan Cranston himself is one of the best actors.
I agree.
Like, I would say of all time. It's not true. There's so many phenomenal actors, but he definitely is on one of my lists of like my top 20, which I would love for us to do one day, like a top 20 actors or actresses list.
Oh, hell yeah.
Great. Mm-hmm. But that's my 5. Joe?
I feel like I could have did like a top 50 favorite.
Oh, yeah. Bald people rock.
Right?
You know, I had a hard time thinking of some people until yesterday, really, when I was really like trying to brainstorm it. But yeah, go ahead.
Trying to see if there's anyone bald.
Roger the Alien from American Dad.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's a great one.
Sadistic little alien bastard who does whatever he wants, whenever he wants. Like, I love American Dad. That's
great
It
show.
is a great show.
One of my
great
favorite.
show.
I was very skeptical about that show at first, and then I like watched a couple episodes like one night on TBS or whatever. Fantastic.
Did you ever see the episode where what's the daughter's boyfriend's name?
Oh my god.
The hippie? The hippie guy? I don't know.
But regardless, do you remember when his dad comes back in the picture and he turns him in for pot and they're like going off? And
I think so,
remember when they get high in the barn because they light all the pot on fire and they go in the convenience store and they're like, Cheetos, it all makes sense now. And they're like, and they're breaking it down and then like, he's like, why are my hands so heavy? And he's like, you're laying on them. He's like, why are you in my head?
that was such an iconic episode.
Dude,
I remember
that, I'm not even kidding you. That is the episode I will always go back and be like, all right, if you don't like American Dad, watch this episode, like give it your full-blown attention and just try it. If you're not laughing at it when you're done, like at the end of it, they're like the list of like if you're like what to tell if you're high. It's like dry mouth, red eyes, if you like Motorin by whoever, and it's like Motorin, and they're singing it, and he's like, wait a second, and he looks at the list, and he's like, oh, we're high. Oh, dude, such a good episode, such an amazing episode.
I guess the last thing I'd say about Roger that we didn't really mention are all his different personas, which we all obviously know about.
Yeah.
Just wild people. I can't even name like any of them right now.
I love the one where it's like, oh, you should go to this doctor that I know. He's talking to Stan, right? Stan's the dad's name, right?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, you should go to this doctor I'm talking about. And Stan's just like, it's you, isn't it? And he's like, yeah, it's me. Yeah, I love that.
Oh, my God.
Great character. That's all.
My number 4 is Terry Crews. I think he's a great actor, but he's a great actor okay, let me rephrase it. He's a great supporting actor for the small jokes from every 15 to 30 minutes in a movie.
Yeah, no, you're right.
He's funny. He's so iconic in White Chicks. He just skills every role that he's in. Killed the Old Spice commercials. He was fantastic in them.
More power.
Yeah, and I'm not saying the new guy's good too. The new Old Spice guy is good.
Well, the old Spice guy is the GOAT. I'm on a horse.
Oh,
Swan dive.
Guy. You know what? They brought him back. Yeah, they brought him back.
That's the original guy.
Yes.
He's GOAT. So the original version of him is 1. Terry Crews is 2. The new version of the guy is 3.
Okay, gotcha.
That's what I would say.
Yeah, I'm on a horse. Yeah, that was fantastic.
But Swan dive.
Yeah, Swan dive. Yeah, Terry Crews is great. I also just watched. I said before I was on like a Adam, not this podcast, another one or something. I was on like a Adam Sandler movie binge of the ones I haven't seen, and I watched the one Blended where they go to like Africa and like he falls in love with this chick that like they both hated each other first. That blah blah blah.
Jennifer Aniston?
No, that one was Just Go With It, which I also watched. Yeah. But yeah, this one was called Blended, and Terry Crews play like an African singer at the hotel that they were at, and he would always sing about whatever just happened in a scene. So he would pop up every 15 to 30 minutes.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was fantastic. So to be honest with you, the movie wasn't that good, but he made the movie for me. So that's why I have Terry Crews as number 4. What else? And I heard he's great in Brooklyn Nine-Nine as well.
I've never watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine fully. It's like one of those shows I'll put on as background noise, but I'll never fully like invest.
I honestly haven't watched a single episode, but I heard he's good in it.
I also heard he's like really like good if you watch like the whole thing. He's a great character.
Yeah.
All right. So my number 4 is also kind of like a dual combo.
Okay.
My number 4 is Star Wars, but my number 4 is Darth Vader after post like episode 6 where he gets his helmet taken off. But it's also not two other people. One person that dies, one person that's new, but Yoda / Baby Yoda. Both bald as shit.
Yeah, right.
Look at that. Not a hair on this guy's head.
Yep.
Well,
right.
that we know of. Now, actually, now that I think of it, I think there are, but regardless, he's super bald for the most part.
Yeah.
But, I mean, no one thinks of Darth Vader as bald guy. They think of the black helmet guy. But I mean, I always I'll never forget when I do finally watch him clicking it off and me being low-key disgusted by it. But at the same time, being such a good scene of Luke is finally I got you to the light side, and Darth Vader being you did this. Again, that's what makes me so sad about the new movies being so bad, because that was such a good ending. Fuck, I brought my dad back from everything bad he's done to the light side. And now I'm Rey, and I have a lightsaber, and I never learned how to lose. I just learned how to use it 30 seconds ago, but I can take on the most skilled Sith Lord in the world, Kylo Ren.
No comment.
Yeah, whatever. So that's my number 4. Before I have freak out, that's my number 4.
So this guy came to my mind first when Frankie sent me the topics, and I don't think he'd be my number 4 if I did a redraft. Obviously, if I thought about Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Friggin' Voldemort, man.
Okay.
You know
that bald shithead.
That bald bastard who was terrorizing Harry Potter and friends for.
I'm not a big Harry Potter guy.
I'm not.
Me neither.
I'm not huge into the Harry Potter universe, but we did have the 7th movie part 1 on today. My dad loves it.
Okay.
And
respect.
It's good. He was a good villain, I guess.
He was a great villain. He was scary as shit.
He is very creepy looking, that guy.
Because he's always been in the background.
Right.
He's always been the villain. He's
Does he morph into a snake, or does he have a pet snake?
He has a pet snake.
He has a pet snake. Okay, I was a little confused
but he looks
by
like
that.
a snake.
Oh yeah, he looks like some kind of alien snake.
He looks like
slithery
something.
little snake.
Yeah.
And just him being menacing, just from hearing about him from the first movie to his first appearance, and what was it, the 4th movie?
Yes.
And then to the final bouts in the later movies, just all the way through. Great character.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I don't love the franchise, but I like the guy. I love the guy. Love the memes. Love the
love meme. Me love memes.
Not much more I can say about.
I did think of him, but because I haven't watched a single movie or read the books, I just didn't put him on the list. But he is intimidating for sure and creepy as hell. My number 3 is Dr. Evil and Mini-Me.
Great.
Fantastic characters. Hilarious. Mike Myers, back in his day, he pulled off amazing, funny-ass movies.
Yeah.
The fact that he played both Austin Powers and Dr. Evil in that movie, which, by the way, I didn't even know until, maybe 5 years ago. Maybe a little bit longer than that, but I didn't even know that at first.
Really?
I really didn't. I really didn't know Dr. Evil was Mike Myers.
Dude, that's great.
Yeah. It's kind of like the same situation where I didn't know Amanda Please Girl was Amanda Bynes.
Amanda Please.
I didn't know that was her either. Yeah, I know.
Dude,
but
that's great. No, that's 100% accurate. Dr. Evil, great.
Fantastic.
Great fucking villain. Yeah.
I want sharks with laser beams on
attached
their
to their
heads.
freaking heads. I want freaking sharks with freaking laser beams attached to their freaking heads.
Scotty, shush. Yeah.
This is what you're doing? This is what I want.
Yeah. So many quotable moments from those movies. So yeah, they're both on my number 3. Much I could say about Mini-Me. You did bring him up before. Yeah, he's fantastic. He did pass away though, right?
Yeah, recently,
he did pass away. So rest in peace.
I think. Yeah, rest in pieces.
He was. They're both great.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, my number 3 is the Texas rattlesnake himself, Stone Cold Steve Austin. When I tell you that I was not around, and there's another person on my list that I was also like not around for their prime. Again, I was born in 95, so like Stone Cold was on the scene in 95 up until the 2000s or whatever. I got into wrestling when he was much more out of it. But when I went back and got in and addicted to wrestling, I like fell in love with his character. Just how he was always like, he was the good guy, but he was literally like the anti-hero. Like, he didn't give a shit. He did whatever he wanted. He was also like a bad guy because he cursed, he did this, he did that, he drank beer. He did everything that you were like not supposed to do on national TV, which made me like love the man. So I mean, that's my number 3. I'm not even going to go into the crazy deep dive. I idolize the character he created because I think, like, The Rock made The Rock, but then The Rock went and made Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah.
Like, he's still The Rock, but people don't think of The Rock and go wrestling. People think The Rock and they think the big buff Dwayne The Rock Johnson, the actor.
Yep.
When I think Stone Cold, I'm not thinking of anything he ever did as an acting performance. I'm thinking everything he ever did in wrestling.
Yeah.
So that's why Stone Cold's my number 3.
Love it.
But
My number 3 is a man named Saitama, also known as the One Punch Man.
okay.
Okay. All right.
And, well, it's an anime, and he is just absurdly overpowered. He can beat any enemy in one punch, literally. They call him the One Punch Man, like, for a reason, if you could imagine.
I'm wrapping my head around it.
It got to the point where this guy's bored of being a superhero because everything he fights is just
Not worth it.
Nothing's on it. No one's on his level. This guy comes from multiple galaxies away. I'm the strongest being in the universe.
And One Punch Man just like
One punch.
So does it literally happen where does he like toy with his opponents?
Yeah.
And then he punches them?
He toys
Or,
with them completely. Like
okay.
He's not very serious. Like, he'll see what they're made of. He'll block their attacks.
With his hand.
With his arms.
It's only one hand that has it,
No,
or it's
both
all?
hands. It's not just like.
What about a
punching,
kick?
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask.
He can't. Oh, it's just his whole body. Everything.
Okay.
He's just got like a. God's
So if he was to
body.
kick,
yeah,
he could be one kick man as well,
He could be one kick man. He could be one headbutt man.
and it would just. So it's more like one blow. He should
Yeah,
be.
One blow, one hitman, like
he-
something like
some
that.
Enemies have taken more than one punch, but that's not him going like full power.
Sure, like
He's
100% kind of deal.
I guess to think of his feats, like, I don't know, he jumped from the moon back to Earth after he got sent to the moon while fighting this guy who came from, multiple galaxies trying to be.
So here's my question: does it ever get boring?
To watch? Or?
Yeah, to watch. Because I watched the first 2 episodes. You both know me; I'm a huge superhero guy, but really, I was kind of bored by it. So, and I know that he himself has like somewhat of a dull personality.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what bored me too. But does it like further on in the season for you?
For me, the show is not boring because, like, there's a large amount of, like, side characters and main characters. The cast is huge.
Yeah.
It's also about them, too. Like, obviously, we have this one guy who's overwhelmingly
Powerful,
but nobody knows. Nobody really knows how powerful he is besides, like, 1 or 2 people.
So he's never been bested. This guy's never like.
He's never even taken damage from anything.
That's cool. It's cool.
But when is the show gonna end? How will it end? Will there be something that can beat this guy? And that's what I wonder. And I don't.
DC Superman crossover.
Oh.
You know what would be good? He has a kid.
Oh.
The kid defeats him. One Punch Man gets too overwhelmingly powerful. He gets bored with the good guy side, so he starts destroying everything in his path and says, I can do whatever the hell I want.
I like it.
And then, boom, his son is like, skirt, Dad, you can't be doing that low-key. I'm the stronger One Punch Man. And you could end the show in, like, a heroic, like, they both hit each other, but like the explosion goes off, right? Like that. Let's say they hit each other, this big boom goes off, and you find out that it was really just the son hitting the dad, and the dad purposely missed to save the son because he said, "Now it's your legacy." And he goes, "God, man, I'm just spitting knowledge."
Yeah.
Would never happen because that guy, as Frank said, is a dull idiot. And
Well, whatever. Well, seasons 18 through 95 will make him a better character.
How many seasons we got of that show right now?
2 right now. The
It's
manga's
2?
a bit ahead, but
Okay, yeah. Very interesting. Was he ever in a death battle?
no, they couldn't put that guy in a death battle.
I wonder who he would even go against in a death
Probably
battle.
like Goku or
Yeah, Goku.
Superman.
You think
I don't know.
Thanos could beat him?
I don't know. He's kind. This guy One Punch Man, Saitama. He's kind of like a meme. Like kind of
Thanos without the Infinity Gauntlet?
No.
With the Infinity, he
With
would
the
need
Thanos,
it. He
yeah.
would need it.
But
Yeah.
that's what I'm
Need it.
saying.
Uh,
But like not so Thanos can't snap him though.
Okay. Besides
But
the
he can
snapping
use
factor.
all he
Sure.
can use all of the stones as their powers,
So-
but he can't.
No magic that we've seen in the show was able to affect the One Punch Man.
Well, this is a different reality.
Thanos, comic book Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet, in my opinion, would win.
Mhm.
We don't
Okay.
know how strong the One Punch Man is. Like he could be up here or he can be here, but the point is he's just everyone else is all the way down here.
Yeah. Okay.
That's really the main point with him. It's a good show, in my opinion. People say the second season dropped off, but I didn't see it that much. They had to introduce a huge cast of characters.
Yeah, exactly. That makes sense.
All right.
That's really it.
All right. We are on 2. Yep.
Numbers 2.
Number 2. So my number 2 is Aang, the Last Airbender, the Avatar himself. Fantastic character. I just recently watched the show. I really didn't watch it at all as a kid, and I don't know why after watching it now. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Aang is definitely my number 2. He's funny. He's just a kid trying to have fun, really. He doesn't necessarily want that responsibility, but at the same time, he wants to protect everyone, all
Yep.
together and save the world. Just fantastic character. Loving the blue arrow tattoo. I don't even know if it's a tattoo, really. I don't know if all the avatars are just born with it. I also love that he's a monk avatar. I love that factor of it.
You're
too.
low-key gonna be him for a cosplay, aren't you?
If I keep the shaved head look, I will definitely paint a blue arrow on my head.
There you go.
For sure.
Well, Joe, I heard rumored that.
He's also my number 2.
Yeah, you're number 2. All
All
right.
When a kid like him, well, I guess not a kid, he's like, what, 120?
Yeah.
Right,
So
yeah.
is Baby
He's a
Yoda,
kid,
though. It's
he's
all
a kid,
good.
He was frozen, yada, yada. When you have the weight of the world on your shoulders, like, I guess you just see what would happen and what happens, and that show is just phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
Phenomenal
Yeah.
show, phenomenal cast of characters.
Yeah.
Like, I'll keep saying phenomenal over and
Yeah,
over.
phenomenal.
Um,
add phenomenal in those spots. Phenomenal.
I also did like I watched it as a kid, obviously, but I also did another rewatch recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was as good as I remembered, like the whole thing.
Yeah.
Did you watch
So I watched it as a kid. That's why I low-key felt bad when I flamed, not on
Yeah,
complete
yeah.
accident, I flamed Frankie. It's like, I hate that everyone's watching it now. I watched this as a kid. It's such bullshit, blah, blah. Frankie's like, I literally just watched it, so, like, I'll go fuck myself. But, no, I thought it was a great show back when I watched it. I haven't rewatched it, and it's more, again, just because, like, I have been, like, somewhat busy. I've been trying to just, like, do a bunch of different things. And, like, TV, really, I'm not watching TV during the day. I'm watching a lot of Hunting Hitler, like, religiously disgusting amounts of Hunting Hitler. Because, again, I'm not a huge conspiracy theory guy, but I will ride certain trains if you give me enough support. But I've low-key been trying to say, like, I want to watch Last Airbender again and, like, get back invested and fully watch it again. So that's definitely on my list to do, like, a rewatch with. But
I am planning on watching the movie soon as well.
Oh.
I am prepared to walk into that. I feel like I have to see it. Like, so many people, people don't talk about it because they don't want to talk about it, but I want to be one of those people that don't want to talk about it either. So, like...
I walked out with my friends.
I know, I remember you telling me. Yeah.
We snuck in after Predators, and we watched The Last Airbender, so we didn't have to pay for anything. Sorry.
Dude.
thanks,
So at least you didn't waste
what
your
did
money
we,
on it.
what was the one we did? Toy Story 3? Remember
might
when
have been.
we did our whole day? We did a whole day. I think it was like Toy Story 3, Planet of the Apes, and something else.
Yeah, it was three movies, yeah.
I think it was me, you, it might have been Smalley, and then Chorman, or a different, again, you plug and play one of those rotation guys. Literally, we used to just pull... Oh, no, I think Pat maybe was there. Regardless, we used to just pull up to the movies. We'd buy one ticket, and we're seeing 5 that day. We're like, wow, it's nighttime. Our parents are picking us up. They're like, where have you guys been? Movies all day.
Yep.
8 different movies. What? Yep. We just watched everything.
Hell yeah.
But I'll do my number 2. I won't go very deep into it because we talked about it on the last pod.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan. I mean, literally an icon for bald people. But just one of the greatest players of all time. I think he's the greatest of all time. Huge influence on my life with sneaker culture. Really, I mean, you know, he's got some shady pasts and some shady doings. I mean, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, he's a great role model for so many kids in the sense of, like, the athlete and the competitor that he is. So that's my number 2.
For sure. All right. That's a good one.
Should I say my number 1?
Yeah, you could. We could start off with you with number 1.
So someone already brought up my number 1. But my number 1 is Mini Me. Like, I don't care. Vernon Troyer, you know, rest in peace. You know, like, Beyonce,
dude,
like,
oh my god,
when he comes into the picture, it was like my whole life was made right there. And
I want to make a tweet and be like, yo, someone remind Jay-Z that Beyonce had a thing first. I'm low key. But
you know, I can't like get enough of Mini Me and, you know, and Dr. Evil. Like, I could have easily added Dr. Evil on here too, but Mini Me was just so funny to me, and that was Dr. Evil's true son right there, not Scotty Boy. That's all
right.
I have to say.
Right.
Sorry, Scotty. That's really it.
That's amazing.
All right. So, like I said before, my number 1 was Dwayne Johnson. It was Dwayne Johnson, simply because of the eulogy. You know, I think he did do another interview where he was talking about his past and stuff, and how he was like a troublemaker kid and he wasn't on the right path, and his football coach helped him get through all that, and look at him now. So that was really inspiring. You know, he killed it in the WWE.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't a fan of the WWE, so like, just knowing everyone knows The Rock, even if you watched it or not. And the movie things, like, sure, he does play the same character in every movie. I think it only annoys a small amount of us, you know what I mean? Because it's obviously working.
I mean,
and
it's
they're
working.
Still
Yeah,
doing,
look at him. Like,
you know? And I think he is a great guy overall. But I did take him off my number 1 spot because I looked at my sticker right there, Walter White with the beaker, and I'm like, holy shit, I didn't even think about Walter White.
Bryan Cranston.
Bryan Cranston, Walter White, yes. He is my number 1. Breaking Bad was what got me into watching TV shows, and especially binge watching TV shows.
Yeah.
So, absolutely fantastic character. Just the evolution of his character, how he just becomes more and more bad, basically. You know, like, I don't want to say selfless, because he was obviously always still doing it for his family, but as far as treating Jesse Pinkman and other people that was helping him out and stuff, and becoming almost like paranoid with working with Gus and others, but then again, he was right about Gus being the bad guy too. So he is my number 1. Bryan Cranston, fantastic actor. You know, if we do that top 40 list of best actor, actresses, he's definitely on there.
Definitely on that.
So that is my number 1 right there.
All right, that's a great number 1. My number 1, someone I already talked about. It's Kanye. Again, for reasons that just kind of go to show that, like, he's a guy that he's my favorite artist of all time. I think he's an amazing creative, which kind of goes back, because I won't go on this whole big thing, but it's funny because I was actually talking to my girlfriend about it the other day, and I was like, it's pretty sad that the generations that are being born now and raised now with technology being such an advantage in a lot of aspects, it's one of the biggest side effects and one of the biggest negatives as well, because my imagination as a kid was out of this world. I just was always thinking, and you know what? Some people say that was a bad thing for me because like I wasn't as focused, because I was just, my mind was everywhere, because I was just, my imagination was just all over the place. But at the end of the day, I'm super, super passionate about that. I am so imaginative. I have such a strong imagination, and you know what? I give him a lot of credit because he's such a creative and he's such a free thinker of just everything that comes to his mind, he wants to put into action. Everything that comes to his mind, he'll say. So I give him a lot of credit. Look, I bite my tongue a lot of the time too, because there's certain things that I know I just shouldn't say and I won't say.
Yeah.
But there's also times where I wish I would speak up more.
Sure.
And in ways that, you know, like, you know the answer to something, Frank, say it. You want to do something, say it. You want to make something, do it. I always believe in to, like, speak things into existence. So, you know, he, for me, is someone that, like, spiritually I vibe with him. Because I think, yes, he can get lost along the way at times, but I just respect his creative so much, because he's someone that I strive to be, in the sense of, like, he likes this, he's going to do it. He likes this, he's going to do it. Because we live in a society and we live in a life that, like, even if you want to believe in an afterlife and if you want to believe in reincarnation, whatever the fuck it is, what you're doing now is a life that you're not going to get back.
Right.
So even if you do come back as a plant or a tree or a dog or a crayon or whatever the fuck you come back as, you're not living the same life.
Right.
And if you go on to the afterlife, you're not on Earth. You're not living with people. You're not doing this anymore. So I know that's like very out there for what I'm talking about, but I respect him for being someone that is trying to do everything he can in this lifetime, and I think he realizes it more than so many people actually contemplate, that he's thinking on such a galaxy brain level on certain aspects. Some of it's not great, but some of it is just like he's just trying to think so far ahead.
Yeah.
And I respect him for it.
Absolutely.
So, again, that's my guy. That's my number one, just for the influence he's had on my life.
I love it.
You know,
yeah.
Being the absolute man. So.
Yeah.
That's my number one.
Awesome. I think that's a fair number one too, as well.
Dude.
All right.
But lists were good.
These lists were good. I like
Reckless.
these.
I love it.
Yeah.
It was, and like it's always good to see, because like, you know, we have a couple of the same people on there, but like then, I mean, dude, we're pulling some out that it's just like, shit, like I haven't thought of Mini-Me in years. Like boom, he's coming off the list. Like no one's thinking of you know, let's say alternate reality Rick or Homer, you know, or whoever it is, Steve Rogers when he's old. No, actually, Captain America low-key had hair at like Thanos. I didn't think of Thanos, but I love when we come up with these lists, and we always have like one or two people that's on a list somewhere. But at the end of the day, I love when we're all just like a little bit different. It's great.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So. Yeah. All right. Does anyone have any last words before we end this pod? No?
No, that was a good one. We're in and out. We get in your faces, get aggressive.
Hell yeah.
Oh, shit, Darth Maul.
Oh, that's a good one, too.
Horns aren't hair.
Yeah, it's true.
Isn't hair and horns, couldn't they be made out of the same material, though?
That shit's
not
hair.
I think that's bone. I think it's
That's bone marrow.
Yeah.
All right, this will be a topic for another podcast.
Fuck. Oh, my God, I'm so mad. No. I made it this whole time. I literally got to the last second. Like, we're about to wrap. Frankie's literally going to pause it and go, great, guys, great episode. Instead, I'm here spitting on a tangent about how Darth Maul wasn't on my list. Oh, my God, I'm so
Yoda
pissed.
was, though.
Baby
of course,
Yoda was.
Baby Yoda's the goat.
And Darth Vader.
And regular Yoda.
And regular Yoda. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm an embarrassment.
Man, Darth Maul's so awesome in the
C-3PO's low-key bald too.
Yeah, I guess.
Krillin.
Oh, yeah, but I hate Krillin.
Yeah, not a lot of people like Krillin, that's true.
I don't hate him,
I just found that one out.
Oh, Mr. Meeseeks.
Mr. Meeseeks, yeah.
Let's just keep spitting them off until we, like, end.
Yeah. Deadpool now after his face got fucked up.
Deadpool in the mask, too. Spider-Man in the mask, too.
Facts, yeah.
If we're, like, you know.
If you're a person that actually doesn't know Spider-Man's true identity. He could be fucking bald.
The villains in Dragon Ball.
Frieza, yeah. Frieza's
Every
bald.
old guy ever. Like what?
Half the former presidents of the United States.
All of the presidents of the United States.
The Thing. Silver Surfer.
Oh, yes.
Every 4-star general.
Mr. Inferno. What's it? What's Flame On guy?
Oh, Human Torch.
Yes.
Human Torch has hair, though.
No, but when he's on fire.
Yeah, when he's on... Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
The Patriots, when you take that hat off, he's bald as shit. Cam Newton, not bald. Tom Brady,
Yeah, not really.
might be fake hair.
Nah, dude, that's not fake hair. LeBron James,
Fake hair.
fake hair.
Fake
Tom
hair.
Brady,
Is
not
that a
fake
fact?
Hair transplant or something.
Oh,
Brett
yeah.
Gardner, Yankee, bald as shit.
Trying to think of who else.
Who's a bald DJ? Like what? Carl Cox?
Is he bald?
He's bald. Yeah.
See, I
doesn't he have like a little green like faux hawk or something occasionally?
He might. The thing is, I know most of the names. I really don't know their faces that much, to be honest with you.
I'm trying to think. The Rock. He's right there.
Yeah, for a Rampage.
For fucking
Yeah, anyone else?
For
on these
Rampage.
posters here? You did say Cyborg before.
No, wait, you said Krillin. Never mind. Damn it.
Bane.
was like, ha, ha, ha.
Tom Hardy.
Bane, fuck.
Yeah, that's one right there. You said Samuel L. Jackson. That was a good one. Drax is bald as well.
Drax is bald.
Dave Bautista, if you want to add him as a separate
Dave
person.
Bautista. Now, because wrestling Batista had hair.
Yeah, that's true.
Vince McMahon. Ooh, Bobby Lashley, wrestler. Vince McMahon, WrestleMania, 25 maybe it was. Vince McMahon versus Donald Trump. It was Bobby
I saw that
Lashley
clip.
versus Umaga. Bobby Lashley versus Umaga. The loser had to get the other person's hair shaved, so Donald Trump shaved Vince McMahon's head. Fun fact for you. Fun fact of the day.
Victor Zsasz, do you know who that is?
I don't know who that is.
Batman villain.
Bad guy.
Bad guy.
Bad guy. Jeff Bezos.
Okay.
Yep.
Bald as shit.
Rich as shit, too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why he can be as bald as he wants.
I'm trying to think of who else.
160-something billion, man.
It's crazy.
Imagine that.
No.
I mean, I guess we could say, like, shout out to everyone that's, ever done, like, chemo and stuff like that. Like, people that have been through that. That's
100%.
Like, low key. Like, it's an amazing
Hell yeah.
thing. That's like number one on everyone's list regardless. Like,
Very
'cause,
true.
like, phenomenal fighters. Again, like, I mean, we know firsthand. We know people,
Yep,
So,
yep.
it's, it's something that I would say that's, like, a top of the list thing, too. People that do that kick ass.
I
Like,
love that,
Those
yeah.
people are better than fucking The Rock. No
Yeah.
offense to Dwayne Johnson. But, like, those people kick so much more ass than anyone
yeah.
else. So
Hell
I
yeah.
definitely respect. That's my number one. Switch it up. Who'd I put as my number one? Kanye? Sorry, man, you're out. But definitely.
I like that one.
Man, that's a good one. It's a good way to end it.
I think we'll end it off there.
That's a
Yeah,
great one.
absolutely. Thank you guys for watching this episode. It was definitely more of like a spoof, like fun kind of topic. And yeah, make sure to follow us on Instagram at Podcast with Friends. Podcast
with friends.
Podcast with Frank. And make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Like I said, I don't know why I can't talk that much when it comes to this. I want to thank my co-host, as always, Luke Gance. Thank you for being here.
Rock on.
And my cameraman, as always, Joe Critelli.
Yeah.
I thought you just flipped him off for a second.
Trying to
Joe just flipping Frankie off in the back.
imitate Luke's,
Yeah.
One day when we add the like actual like airbender like motions, like just get a subscribe bar and just let it like
Yes.
wherever I point, just
Yeah. Usually at the end of each episode, I'll show a clip from the previous episode if people want to watch it. But at the end of that one, I'll just have you keep on
Just
doing
me,
that.
dude. We need to do a compilation episode of me doing this.
Yeah.
Just take every snippet of me going like this, or me talking about The Walking Dead and make it into one fucking
Yep.
sentence.
Good thing you just said it too.
I got it in.
Yeah, you got it in.
All right, peace.
All right, peace out, guys. Have a good night.
Bill Russell is. It's one of those arguments that whenever you bring him up, someone's argument immediately is always like, well, look at when he played. It's like
Right,
the same thing with
right.
Yogi Berra. It's like Yogi Berra won, what,
10.
10? Or was it 8?
Yeah,
10? The guy won 10 World Series, and it's like, oh, well, he played baseball during. It's like, the guy, shut up.
11 finals.
Exactly.
I 100% agree with you that Bill Russell should be in the conversation because where Wilt is the statistical god of NBA basketball, Bill Russell is the ultimate winner. Like, played 13 seasons, won 11 championships in 13 seasons. And then, I think he did it as, a freaking, player coach. He was, fucking Jackie Moon of the Boston Celtics.
Oh my God! But just think about that, 11 in 13
no
years.
matter what, cool. Wilt Chamberlain averaged 50 points a game one year. Bill Russell averaged 15 points and 13 rebounds and won a championship.
But he can go
where do you?